For a great cup of joe, there's one thing you should know. Your morning brew can also be playful. Buff Boy Brewing guys make the temperature rise. And you surely feel naughty when you swallow our coffee. If you want some real heat, give your mouth a fine treat. You will want some more, rest assured. Buff Boy Brewing, you can't get enough of.
It's time for The Scribble, your weekly fix of celebrity chats, bizarre stories in the news, and basic random chatter with best-selling author and syndicated radio host Jeremy Bradley. Make sure your seat is in the upright and locked position and your barf bag is securely in place. Here's Jeremy Bradley.
Thank you very much, Larson. Jeremy Bradley here. This is The Scribble, episode 14. Thank you so much for joining us at thescribbleshow.com on iTunes and SoundCloud. So we got a really cool show for you today. We're doing some girl talk, I gotta say. And so it's insight for guys, but then hopefully this is stuff that girls can say, yeah, you know what? Yeah, they're right. So our celebrity guest today, Dr. Ruth, she's like, the ultimate sex expert. She's going to be joining us in a little while. And then Vanessa Williams, who's got some really sexy music, right? We all know Vanessa Williams. I'm going to ask her about her ideal Valentine's Day. So yes, we're heading into June, ladies and gentlemen. So there's no excuse for not having Valentine's Day planned because we're going to heat up the summer with some Valentine's tips. And I definitely want to hear from you in February because you can't say that you didn't have any ideas. We're giving them to you in June, okay? So Vanessa Williams is going to talk about her ideal Valentine's and how to get in the mood. And then, kind of jumping forward, we've got singer Jewel, who's going to be talking about what it's like being a mom. So see how the progression goes from like the romantic, sexy kind of thing to then now you got a kid? How does your life change? Now, we love talking with Jewel. We've had her on when she was on The Voice, The Sing-Off, when she was also on America's Got... The Voice. I don't know when she was on. She was on Team Christina on The Voice. Then she was also on The Sing-Off on NBC. And so we love chatting with Jewel. And we've had her on the show. Oh, she was on America's Got Talent. We had her on the red carpet. That is where I met Jewel face-to-face several years ago. So Jewel talking about being a mom. It's going to be a long 30 minutes if I don't get my act together, hey? So we've also got a segment from my book, which is called The Official Guide to Being an American Cheapskate. I've got tips on how to have, a really cheap romantic night or weekend. So you're going to want to stay tuned for that because... So we've got no excuses for missing any of these things, okay? Lots of creative ideas and ways to have a good... Now here's the deal though, guys. It doesn't cost a fortune. That's where I come into play here. Is that my book, it's all things that you can do for cheap that are going to mean something and you don't have to spend a lot. So yes, it might be one thing to have kind of like a nice sort of expensive wine or whatever it is. You don't need to do that. They don't want that. They don't want that, okay? That's what they tell me anyway. So sit back and relax because the Scribble is starting right now.
Celeb spotting on the Scribble.
The legendary Dr. Ruth Westheimer is joining us on the line right now. I mean, there's no better person to talk to about love and sex, so we brought in the expert. It's a pleasure to have you here, Dr. Ruth.
Thank you.
A new poll says baby boomers are the most unhappy with their sex lives. Tell me about the findings.
Okay, I tell you, first of all, if I'm the first one to talk about sex, I like that. So congratulations to you.
Well, thank you.
And what the survey, it's a combination of the Life Goes Strong and the Associated Press. What's particularly interesting is that it shows that maybe baby boomers are not as sexually literate as somebody like me would like, so that they maybe that sex has become not as frequent as one or the other of the partner would like it, and that maybe that they don't take the energy of being sexually active. And I am saying, and that's why I'm glad to talk to you, that not to put sex on the back burner, to make sure that you are going to have energy and time for it. Older people, like the baby boomers now, should engage in sex actually in the morning because testosterone level is highest. A woman after a good night's sleep is more likely and more interested in the sexual activity than in the evening when they are tired. Testosterone level is highest. I did write a book called Dr. Ruth Sex After 50, and it's worthwhile putting some emphasis in the relationship by saying, look, how fortunate we have each other, how fortunate we are together, and to engage in some nice caressing, in some nice massaging, and in some good sexual activity.
Now, I know there always seems to be a concern about young people and sex, and this is, I guess, a little bit surprising because you hear that, women in their 40s, that's when they're hitting their sexual peak. So where's the breakdown? Is it in relationships? Is it in a person's own feelings? Like, where does the disconnect happen?
I think that what is happening, and that's why it's so important that radio and people like me talk about it, I think what's mainly happening is boredom, other problems of life, like worries about money, like emptiness syndrome, when the children have left. So very important to put on the agenda to decide is going to be a wonderful year for the relationship. I bring home some flowers. Even the woman can buy flowers. It doesn't say, there is no law that says that a woman shouldn't initiate a sexual activity. So she can be the one that can bring home something that he likes. Bring home a new tie and do something that shows the appreciation of being together.
And everybody says that chocolate gets people in the mood, but I mean, even just something simple. Play dress up. Start it off that way.
Great idea. If you think that black olives is an aphrodisiac, use them. Do something that brings not only back some good sexual functioning, but even some new positions and some new ideas. The important thing is to say, look, we know from surveys, we know from research that activity can be pleasurable until the age of 99. That's what you have to say to your listeners.
We hear some celebrity couples anyway, have a naked day at home where they, all day around the house, they don't wear anything. And that could be something to sort of stoke the fire, right? I mean,
I haven't heard of that. You know what? That's a great idea. But also what they have to do, never mind celebrity couples, any couple, what they should do also is look in the mirror and find something that they do like about their body and make sure that they concentrate on that and not on something that they don't like. Like if the breasts are a little sagging or if there's a belly that is protruding, not to concentrate on that, but to concentrate on some features in their face or on their body that they really do like, and to say, let's make the best of it.
And I guess a lot of times there's so much intense focus on the ultimate climax, let's say, and that's, it's all about the intimacy, the leading up to it. I mean, the passion and the heat can come from, even before you get to that.
The climax, not every time does there have to be a climax. But the important thing is to enjoy each other's company and to say, thank God I have you, and if the climax happens, enjoy it, and if it doesn't happen, then say, okay, we'll try again in 48 hours later.
So if we could sum up 3 tips that couples will have a fantastic time, you said 1, make time for it.
Yeah, 1 is to make time. The 2 is to make sure that the other person knows how much he or she is appreciated. Very, very important. And the 3rd one is to be a little bit inventive. Maybe try a new position, but do know that older people, he cannot hang from a chandelier anymore. And to use humor. I'm not talking about jokes, but to use humor so that the relationship remains interesting. The most important thing, as I said before, is to ban boredom out of the bedroom.
I guess that's one of the things.
Sex in the living room.
Yeah, one of the things is to sort of make it fun, right? So if maybe while your partner's doing one thing, maybe you can just out of nowhere say something totally unrelated to what's going on and have a giggle, and then then it becomes fun.
Perfect.
God, I'm becoming a sex therapist. I've got to make sure that we're still on the air, by the way, after all this.
Humor is the very best, not jokes, but humor and being of the companionship and making sure that there is something new in that relationship. That's your good tip.
There we are.
Thank you.
Dr. Ruth Westheimer.
Bye-bye.
Thanks very much for joining us. Bye-bye.
Are you tired of commuting to a job that makes someone else rich? Working harder than ever, but getting nowhere? Do you hate spending hundreds of dollars every week on daycare? Having someone else raise your children? With our opportunities, you can start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss, work from home, and live a happier life. At Be the Boss Network, you'll find hundreds of work-from-home opportunities that you can literally start today and be earning money as soon as next week. Go to freedom41.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss. Get out of the rat race. Work from home. Go to freedom41.com right now and change your life today. That's freedom, the number 41.com. Go to freedom41.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You be the boss. Go to freedom41.com.
Jeremy Bradley here, back on the Scribble. Is anyone else kind of warm hearing from like an 80 or 90-year-old woman talking about sex and climaxing and swinging from the chandelier? Where's the song about that? I want to see Dr. Ruth swinging from a chandelier. So again, it's not quite Valentine's Day. You're not listening to a repeat broadcast. We're heading into June 2015, but I just feel compelled to have... It's ladies' night tonight. We're doing some girl talk. Dr. Ruth was just giving us some tips about how to keep your relationship steamy and active. And, she's actually got a point, though. It's not about having that, lust for your partner's body after however long, or even just from the very beginning of the relationship. Have that mental connection, right? Focus on the smile, focus on the face, focus on the eyes, focus on the nose, whatever it is. So great tips from Dr. Ruth there. Thank you so much again for joining us. Now, let's talk to Vanessa Williams, right? She's got some great music that could easily get you in the mood, but what is it like for Valentine's Day? Well, let's hit the celebrity phone one more time.
Celeb Spotting on the Scribble.
Vanessa Williams, you know her, you love her. I think she's won, or at least she's been nominated for like every award out there because she's done it all. She's joining us on the phone right now. Hi, Vanessa.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Your music, so it's very romantic, and you're just a very sexy woman. And tell me, set up your ideal Valentine's Day. What would win you over?
Well, I'm a big foodie, so I love a good meal.
Okay.
Preferably fine Italian would be good, but something light because you hope that you'll get a little action after that. Some delicious desserts. Again, is good because I just think that delicious food and great atmosphere is wonderful. But, you can also do, a solo picnic, whatever, your partner is into, try to mix it up and have it be a surprise.
So would you personally, would you stay in? Would you go out, like have dinner out, or would you cook in? Like, what would you do?
It all depends on if I'm making it for, obviously it's been a while for me, so I can't even remember the last time I had any kind of Valentine's Day preparation. I definitely, making a nice romantic dinner for your partner is wonderful, and it shows that you love them and you're taking the time. Mm-hmm. But it's also nice to be in a spectacular situation and have somebody kind of cater to you. But it's always nice to kind of dress up and primp and be fancy for your guy.
Mm-hmm. And one of the things I said was maybe, put on a Vanessa Williams CD, light some candles, lay out some fuzzy blankets and pillows on the floor, do like an indoor camp out in the living room, have some bowls of food, some wine, right?
Start a fire, there you go.
Now, is there one thing you would suggest a guy not do on Valentine's? Because I'm thinking the obligatory proposal is just too cliche for February 14th. What do you think?
Yeah, but a lot of women think that's an ideal time. So I definitely wouldn't bring up. Don't talk about the kids. Don't talk about your schedules, and don't talk about past relationships for sure. It should all be about the moment of that night. So you just got to be creative.
Yeah, and just go with the flow. Because I think that's also, spontaneity is kind of also what makes it more exciting too.
Absolutely.
Okay. So the lovely Vanessa Williams, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
Take care now.
Ever had something to get off your chest but never had the balls to say it? That's a load of crap. Speak Free with JB.com is exactly what you've been waiting for. Your chance to tell it like it is and not care what anybody else thinks. Have your say on issues of the day. Join newspaper and radio columnist Jeremy Bradley as he tells it like it is. Hundreds of thousands of people have stopped by, including some well-known celebrities who have had a chat with JB and speak candidly about what's really going on in the world. You can join them too. Have a rant or a rave. Be brave and head on over to www.speakfreewithjb.com now.
Jeremy Bradley here, back at the controls on the Scribble podcast. Thanks for tuning in on iTunes and SoundCloud and at thescribbleshow.com. Remember, we're on Twitter at The Scribble Show. My thanks to Dr. Ruth and Vanessa Williams for giving the ladies' perspective as to how a romantic night or even weekend could go. And it doesn't have to be Valentine's Day. You know, we're talking about Valentine's Day, though we're now approaching, it's June basically here. And we want to give you tips to how you can keep your romance alive all year round. It's not just about Valentine's Day. So we've heard the ladies' perspective. Let's talk about the guy's perspective, because you don't want to pay a fortune, right? It's the thought that counts, as they say. So from the guy's point of view, this is how you can have a romantic night and not go broke. It's time for your cheapskate checkpoint on the Scribble.
Cheapskate Checkpoint on the Scribble, brought to you by cheapskatebook.com. If you're a stupid spender, become a genius saver at cheapskatebook.com. Here's best-selling tight-ass Jeremy Bradley.
You freak.
Thank you, Larson. Of course, you can get the official guide to being an American cheapskate on Amazon, iTunes, and at cheapskatebook.com. Now, it's the thought that counts, right? We have been talking about that all show, and hopefully your partner understands and appreciates that. If not, you might want to start saving up for Valentine's Day. Like I said, it's now the summer, so you've got a lot of time to save up. But if you want to wow your loved one with time and effort, that's really what makes it a romantic night. So the trick to a memorable romantic evening is the planning. Planning is key to saving money, but also making it a special day for your partner. Oftentimes the onus is put on one partner to treat the other to a day of romance, but you know what? It's a two-way street these days, and the lovin' has to go both ways. So one of you can take the lead and come up with a plan for what to do. Sometimes it feels like a low-key sort of year, and other times it feels like a full day or weekend of togetherness. Well, the focus should always be on the togetherness, so don't lose sight of the real purpose of having a romantic night together. It's not to get laid, let's be honest. So ordering in food is one idea, but why not have a fun night of naughty cooking? Get some candles and strip down to your cooking attire. You decide the dress code, not me. I'm not going to take any responsibility for, grease burns on your delicates. And have a romantic cooking lesson, maybe. It might even lead to a playful food fight. Either way, dining in is almost always cheaper. I'm not going to make a comment about eating out. But, if you live in a climate where Valentine's Day happens in February, of course, and it's cold, and you might want to have some heat inside, but go outside, make a snowman, right? Depending on where you live, it might be winter right now. There might be snow on the ground. But Valentine's Day, of course, is heat, right? You want to have that passion. So maybe wrestle around in the snow, or if you're inside on the carpet by the fireplace or something, right? Get rug burn, get a fire burn, I don't know. But also, get your camera out and take some goofy pictures if you're going to be not the naughty stuff that's going to get you in trouble or fired from your job or kicked out of political office, but just be goofy, right? That's where couples need to have that privacy. And don't go tweeting and posting all the pictures. That's the one thing that kills it. It's not romantic when you're sharing it with the rest of the world. And really, if you really want to heat things up, go literal, right? Have a fire or even bath together. That's the thing, right? Have some soapy bubbles and, just play around in the tub. And I'm not saying play as in sex stuff. Really, you can just have a fun night at home. And why not do this like every weekend? That'll keep the spice going for sure, right? Don't play Spice Girls. I'm just saying keep the spice alive. And we've got one of the Spice Girls coming up on the podcast in a couple of weeks, don't we? Next week? The week after that. So remember, there's plenty of other tips in my book, The Official Guide to Being an American Cheapskate. Check it out on iTunes or Amazon or at cheapskatebook.com. When we come back, Jewel talking about motherhood on Ladies' Night on the Scribble.
Are you tired of commuting to a job that makes someone else rich? Working harder than ever, but getting nowhere? Do you hate spending hundreds of dollars every week on daycare? Having someone else raise your children? With our opportunities, you can start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss, work from home, and live a happier life. At Be the Boss Network, you'll find hundreds of work-from-home opportunities that you can literally start today and be earning money as soon as next week. Go to freedom41.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss. Get out of the rat race. Work from home. Go to freedom41.com right now and change your life today. That's freedom, the number 41.com. Go to freedom41.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You be the boss. Go to freedom41.com.
Jeremy Bradley here, back on the Scribble. So all like the sex and romantic talk is done. So what happens if you get knocked up, or he gets you knocked up, or you get her knocked up, whatever the deal is? It's baby time, right? And when it's planned, childbirth and parenthood can be a wonderful thing. And singer Jewel, or her son's a few years old now anyway, and we talk with Jewel about the joys of motherhood. Let's hit the celebrity phone.
Celeb spotting on the Scribble.
Jewel is joining us. She is, a great singer, but also a great mom. Jewel, and I saw on your Twitter, getting up early is not new for you, is it, I guess?
No, I woke up around 4 this morning, but that was just because I couldn't turn my brain off.
Wow. So aside from the obvious, how has it changed your life? What's been the most surprising thing for you?
It's so fun. I didn't know what to expect. I mean, of course, you're a first-time mom. You don't know what to expect, but it's been... and everybody says it'll change your life, and you just never can comprehend how until you have them. And I'm just loving every second of it. I think everything surprises me. It's amazing to see, life through new eyes. That everything's exciting and everything's new, and he's so innocent. It's just, we really love it. We're having a great time.
Has it changed you as a person then, just in your overall outlook on life?
You mean, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's altering. I'm not touring right now. I just want to stay home and be a great mom. I'm doing things that I can do from the house so that I don't got to travel and work. And it changes everything. It changes your perspective, and we just want to make sure we do right by our son, and that we get to enjoy it, because it's so fleeting. Already it just seems like it's flying by too quickly. But
I guess you've also you've released 2 children's albums now, and so, motherhood and then your work, they're kind of meshing together now. So I guess that's always something that, you could look forward to, right? Motherhood gives you inspiration for work.
Yeah, absolutely. I wrote Lullaby while I was trying to get pregnant, because I wanted to have a record when he was born that was really soothing and calming. And I've had a lot of parents say that their children seem to really like my voice, and so I really wanted to do that project. And it's almost gold, which is amazing. It's an indie album. It almost went gold. I had college kids even say that they use it just to help them study and stay relaxed. And then I did The Merry Goes Round, which is my kids' record. And I wanted to do something that really shared music with your kids that you would like. And I used that movie Shrek as a sort of example of at least inspiration, that you could entertain adults and kids at the same time. And so that's what I did. I tried to write clever, well-crafted songs with good lyrics, but about cute stories and whimsical topics. And also morals, like don't be afraid of the dark, or use your imagination and things like that. And it was a really fun project, and I've loved doing them. They're just indie releases. You don't have to think about genre or singles or anything like that, and just do something that's really artistic and pure.
Well, I want to ask you about that. I mean, you've done sort of pop music. You've been on the country charts as well. So was your upcoming Motherhood the reason that you got into writing kids' music, or was it just something you've always wanted to do? Why did you get into it?
With Lullaby, it was just something I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to create a mood record, kind of like Sade or In Your Watermark, where the whole record top to bottom is just a really chill vibe. And then finally, with trying to get pregnant, I had to take some downtime, and it really gave me a chance and time to do that. The kids album was definitely inspired by my son and wanting to share. I listened to so many kids records with my nieces and nephews. I have 6 nieces and nephews. And they made me nuts. I was surprised that there weren't better quality, better produced records that wouldn't, make parents just crazy. It seems like a lot of them are just sort of cheap records that are kind of schlocked out there. And I wanted to do something thoughtful and really something, hopefully, that my son would really like and I could share with them.
So all the details are on your website. What's the address for that?
JewelJK.com.
All right, so thank you so much for joining us today, Jewel.
Thanks a lot.
We hear you chirping. Get scribbling. Tweet up the Scribble at The Scribble Show. Join the discussion with Jeremy Bradley. It's all going down right now on Twitter at The Scribble Show and at thescribbleshow.com.
Jeremy Bradley here, back on The Scribble. Yeah, we're almost out of time. We still have about 5 minutes left or so. I've got to say, the podcast thing is really intriguing to me. It's sort of also like the satellite radio deal because you don't have to worry about being censored. When Dr. Ruth was on, I wasn't worried about, okay, we're going to get bleeped, or I'm going to get in trouble after this airs, or whatever. Who gives a bleep? I still can't bring myself to swear in broadcast, so I'm a bit of a prude that way. But why not talk to an old lady about climaxing and all this others? Now, I understand that, it's difficult to use the vulgarities as I would with friends of mine in their 20s or 30s when you're talking to an 80, 90-year-old woman. So, I kind of felt a little bit awkward. But then when you've got somebody that age who's talking about climaxing and things like that and saggy breasts and things like, it's kind of hot, but it's kind of not. Do you know what I mean? Now I'm just getting embarrassed. You can just see that I got this big, or you can hear or sense that I've got this big smile on my face talking about it. But either way, Dr. Ruth, feisty woman. And I fall short of asking somebody like that how her sex life is because, hey, you know what? She's got no problem dishing out the advice. I kind of want to know how she does it. And I'm not even sure if she's married. She's probably killed 6 husbands because she's just that much of a firecracker. Don't you think? She's just got the fire burning. I've taken this to a level where we should not, and where we would not be allowed to go on the radio, I'm sure. But anyway, my thanks to the ladies there. So Dr. Ruth giving you the tips about how to keep the passion alive. Vanessa Williams on how to just really how to treat a woman right. And I can imagine the women sitting there nodding their heads going, yeah, and then the guys hopefully feverishly taking notes. I mentioned, we're coming into June, so you have a lot of time to get to Valentine's Day ready. But you know what? Why not just randomly pick a Saturday or a Tuesday night in August or September and go, you know what? Tonight's Valentine's Day. And then just have something really fun like that, right? I mean, why not? Spice it up, because there's that cliche thing that you're going to get the flowers, you're going to have that stuff, you're going to do all these things on Valentine's Day. You know what's interesting was that in February of this year, I went and bought 4 roses. I don't remember how much it was, $20 or something like that. It cost $20 to get 4 roses the day before Valentine's Day or on Valentine's Day. I went to Walmart on February 15th and was able to get 4 dozen roses for $20. So you know what? Have Valentine's Day on the 15th. Save some money. You can have a really good time. In our final remaining minute or so that we've got, I just want to talk about the other episodes of The Scribble that we've had, because lots of great celebrity guests. We also had 2 weeks of me just kind of rambling on, which was really fun. 30 minutes of just me chatting. I mean, how can you not enjoy that? But our very first episode, Jeff Probst, Phil Kogan, and Lisa Gibbons, right? So it was like this reality show rundown. Then the next episode, Kevin O'Leary and Barbara Corcoran from Shark Tank. Awesome. Then we've had Cesar Millan. We've had The Village People, Gloria Gaynor, Petula Clark, The Bangles. We've just had so many awesome guests. So you can go to thescribbleshow.com, thescribbleshow.com, or also check it out on SoundCloud or iTunes, which I guess is how you're hearing this one now as it is. So Ladies' Night has come to an end with all this girl talk that we've done. But it's going to be men's night next week, so we got to give the guys a fair chance. So we've got some really macho men in terms of Hulk Hogan, not actual macho man, but Hulk Hogan is going to be joining us. That's the caliber of man that we're going to have on the show. I just want to be clear on this one. Some real testosterone is going to be coming out because, I'm going to get really butch and manly on that episode. So it's men's night next time. And then in a couple of weeks from now, depending on when you're listening to this, it might already be out. We're going to go boy band, girl band sort of flashback. We're going to chat with some famous, legendary boy band and girl band members. Past and present, mostly past. And so, we might have a Spice Girl, we might have a Backstreet Boy. It's going to be a very interesting podcast, so you're going to want to stay tuned for that here on The Scribble. As always, I love hearing from you. You can go to our website, thescribbleshow.com, send me a note there, or shoot me an email to the radio shows that I'm on. jb@jbonair.com is the email address, jb@jbonair.com. And you can also check out Entertainment Wrap-Up, where we have our daily celebrity news, gossip, headline show, entertainmentwrapup.com, and every day we have a quick 3-minute show just running down the classiest, the trashiest, mostly the trashiest. That's what makes it fun. So that's entertainmentwrapup.com. And I don't know what else to tell you. If you liked those cheapskate tips from the book earlier, again, it's cheapskatebook.com, and the book is called The Official Guide to Being being an American cheapskate because everybody wants to save money. And really, if you're going to have romance in your relationship all year round, you could be going broke if you're, going all out financially weekend after weekend after weekend. Maybe it is best just to do it one night a year on Valentine's Day, and you don't have to save up. It's like, what's the 3 months of salary or something for your engagement ring? Yeah, you just want to have a simple night in. I want to thank everybody who's tuned in this week and the past weeks and supported us and followed us and tweeted us and emailed us and liked us or whatever. And we're also on Facebook at facebook.com/speakfreemedia. I will talk to you same time, same place next week here on The Scribble. Talk to you then. Bye-bye, everybody.
Want more Scribble? Check out thescribbleshow.com for past shows, celebrity interviews, cheapskate tips, and more. That's at thescribbleshow.com and on Twitter at The Scribble Show. The Scribble is a Speak Free media presentation.
If you want some real heat,